Welcome back. This is our second episode of the summer series. My name is Dylan Shields. I'm the project coordinator here for the Honey program.
Hi, my name is Gina Mankey. I'm the outreach specialist for the Honey program, and today we're going to be talking about some grocery tips. A lot of these tips I got from the American Heart Association. You can find more at www.heart.org. So, tip number one is making a list and sticking to the list. Dylan, do you have anything to say about that?
I do. I'm big on paper lists, so I do better if rather than my phone, can go through an aisle, can something catch my eye, and I'll be on Instagram or something just walking through. But if I have my paper list, physically, I wrote it, it's in my hand, I know that I can check these off. So I recommend that way. Some people use their phones through notes and such, but I find that the best for me.
Yeah, actually, whenever we would do shopping for the Honey program, I would always put the list on my notes, like you just said, and then I would backspace it.
No, I 100% agree with that. I think it's like once you have that, you need to just get rid of it, because if you see there's multiple other things, you may go down an aisle or something where, well, I think I got it, but maybe I didn't, and then you see something that is enticing to grab. Another tip that I've heard, and personally I do as well, is make a rough menu or meal plan for the week. How do you go about that?
Yeah, so if you make your meal plan and then you make your list, you know, I can use this ingredient for multiple meals throughout the week. And then this also limits your trips to the grocery store, because we don't always want to be running to the grocery store. We want to go like once a week. So if you have your weekly meal plan, rough outline, then you're able to buy those ingredients and then use them for multiple things throughout the week.
I like that. And I feel like once you have the meal plan, and then if you put it in Tupperware or a certain container or whatever, you're not prone to overeat or undereat. You have this amount, this is what, and your body's going to get used to it. And you can add different dressings or anything like that. That's obviously going to be more enticing for you to more excited to grab the meal that you're going to have.
Yeah. And if you're getting to like the end of the week and you have like veggies in there that you're like, oh my gosh, I have these veggies, I just roast them.
Oh yeah.
I don't care like what it is. I put some seasonings on it and I roast it, and it's usually delicious.
That's great that you say that, because it's like, well, what if you have extra celery or anything? Use the stuff that you bought through the week for a different recipe, just use the stuff that you have so you don't have to go back to the grocery store.
Yeah, I like that.
One point that I recommend some people that like I've trained with or help people with strength training, speed, or anything kind of athletically, is that their goal is different than my goal. Your goal is different than my goal, right? So I may have a higher protein intake, which I can, if I have meal prep in the Tupperware, I have that amount of grams of protein recommended for me. You may be training for a race or anything like that where you need more endurance, so it may be better for you to carb load. So like, for example, a football player's got a football game on Friday. If he meal preps all week, he should probably have pasta or a heavy carb load on like Thursday. So if he has the Tupperware and such like that, he can measure that portion out so it's not overeaten. He won't feel bloated. He won't feel groggy. So on game day, he's going to have all the energy surplus.
Yeah. So your meal plan can turn into like your meal prep.
Exactly. It's that first step to the next step. There's always a stepping stone in health and your fitness and overall.
Yeah.
If you do have to go back to the grocery store, though, I feel like that week, stick to that certain meal prep that you had that entire week.
I mean, we always have to go back to the grocery store because we ran out of something or forgot something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you run out of something, then just make sure that's the only thing you're getting. So tip number 3 is don't go to the grocery store hungry.
Oh, yeah, this is a hard one. That's the biggest recommendation I take from, and we've recommended. If you go to the grocery store hungry, everything looks good, right? There's no Oreos, ice cream, lunch meat, even the sandwiches or egg salads they have just sitting out. I personally wouldn't grab that, but it's like, that's something that's right there.
I mean, we've all done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the same as like going through a fast food restaurant, going through a little tiny town. I'm hungry. Oh, I can grab this, I can grab that. So we talked about going to the store hungry. The biggest thing is Sam's Club, Walmart's starting to do it. They have the little snack booths where you walk down an aisle. Hey, try this waffle, try this dessert, try this sausage on a stick, or anything like that, right? But if you go to store hungry and you have that, immediately you're like, give me the bag. That's an easy tactic, but a terrible tactic for us going to the store hungry.
Yeah, that's true.
One other tip that we also talk about is staying on a certain perimeter at a grocery store. Talk about that for me.
Yeah, so whenever you go into the grocery store, more often than not, the perimeter is going to have your fresh produce, your meats, cheeses, dairy, all of that stuff that needs to be refrigerated, and that's really what we want to go for. So I will say, if you do have to go, we always will have to go in the center aisles for flour or cereals or something like that. That's when sticking to your list is important, because if you're like, okay, I have to get this and this from the baking section, only get those things and then get out of the center aisles.
I 100% agree with staying to your perimeter. And you talk about like the cereals, the stuff like that. Those packages are so bright, like light blue, green, pink, any color that jumps out to us. Those are the ones that are in the middle of the aisle where you're going through. And you talk about the perimeter. So going off of that, tell me about like certain aisles that, like, we talked about staying to our list. So if you go down an aisle and you don't have your list, how prompt are you going to be to go down the aisle again and maybe grab chocolate, any kind of things like that?
Well, you just touched on it. It's called the health halo. So all this packaging that's like, oh, vegan, organic, like that is the big thing right now, because even if something says like, this is vegan, this is organic, that doesn't mean it's good for you or healthy for you. But you feel good when you're buying it, like, oh my gosh, keto cookies, like I'm totally gonna get that and it's gonna be healthy for me. And that's not always the case. So that's where your list, your get in, get out comes in. It's like, don't let those packaging fool you, because it's all marketing. It's all to get you to grab it, for you to think you're being healthy. So to avoid this health halo trap, just maybe flip over the packaging, take a look at the ingredients. If you know you want to avoid something on the ingredients, like, okay, that's got aspartame. If you're trying to avoid that, I want to put that back, something like that.
Okay. You talked about like the health halo, obviously, and then staying to our list and all that. So another tip that may be helpful to some others, because everyone's different, right? Everyone's got different goals. Everyone reacts to things differently. So another tip maybe is put yourself on a timer when you're on a grocery store. So instead of, hey, well, I can be in here. There's people that disappeared. Like some people will go, it's like a casino sometimes. There's no windows. There's no windows. There's nothing to keep you thinking, I need to get out of here. So if you stay there, some people spend hours, 2 hours, 3 hours where they go, and they got a cart full of groceries, which some things they don't need. So maybe staying to a timer, and that, so you can adjust to your day, and that could be a goal for anything, your fitness goal, your health goal, your goal to spend more time with your family. Could be anything.
That's a good point. I've never thought about doing a timer for the grocery store. I'm always in a hurry, so I don't think about that. Another tip is not to fall into the deals trap.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I know we can go on our phones. If you have the Walmart app or anything like that, deals pop up all the time, right? Is that a deal you really need? Could it be something that you want? Want and need are two different things. Same thing with like the newspapers or anything like that. Grabbing those deals, those coupons are helpful and such like that on certain things, but look at them. They're bright, they catch your eye. That's something where, do you really need this, or is this just a deal where it's basically money burning in your pocket? You got to get rid of this coupon, but you don't really need that item.
I felt personally convicted with this one, because I'll walk into Giant Eagle and they have like those deal cards, and I'm like, yes, I need those shampoos that are discounted. It's like, no, you really don't. So, yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, Giant Eagle, Aldi's, Walmart, Sam's Club, anytime you can grab, even other stores like Dick's, in the mall or anything. How many times can you just walk in and there's a newspaper sitting right there and there's coupons and such like that? That's just stuff that they have that they're just trying to market to get us to buy, right? But that's helpful at certain times, but at other times, it's our downfall.
Yeah, it's like you weren't even thinking of getting that thing before you saw the deal. And just because it is on sale doesn't mean that you need it, like you were saying.
Exactly. It's just we're shopping with our eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
Our eyeballs, whether it's taste buds, that's our eyeballs have taste buds. So it goes back to that first video we just recorded. So another tip that I can't wait to hear your thoughts on, the seasonal shopping. Tell me about that.
Okay, I love seasonal shopping. It's so beneficial. So, first of all, if you are looking to shop on a budget, everything that's in season, produce wise, is going to be so much cheaper. So, I was just at Aldi's taking pictures for this, and I saw that cucumbers were like 50 something cents. I'm like, and they looked great. And the tomatoes looked good, and the cabbages, like everything that's in season right now, looks really good and is more visibly appealing to us because they're brighter. Like this is their time to grow, and it's going to taste better too. So we were just talking about like buying a watermelon in January.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, right? Because like you're going to cut it open, it's going to be like, this isn't a watermelon. Like this is pale and sad. But if you get one like in a few months from now, you cut it open and it's going to look vibrant and really pink, almost red. Like that's what you want. And if you take a look at what produce, what veggies and fruits are on like in season at the moment, I mean, game changer for your wallet and for your taste buds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you never see fruit salad in December in
Right.
the colder months, right? But in the summers we have fruit salads, raspberries, blueberries, watermelons, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so if you go to the store now, you'll see like the cherries. I was like blown away by how great the cherries looked right now. But if you go to the store, like you said, in the winter months, and you're like, oh my gosh, like why are all these things like skyrocketed in price? It's because it's not their time. Like I know you might want blackberries in winter, but that's really not realistic for your wallet.
Well, thank you all for tuning into our second episode of the summer series. We look forward to hearing from you guys. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to comment on the video. We'd love to talk about anything. We look forward to hearing from everybody. Have a great day.